Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. Now, what kind of business can an entrepreneur start? Essentially, as an entrepreneur, you want to create something. You want to start a business that's something you give a shit about, something you love, something you can talk about effortlessly for 20 plus minutes. You want to start a business that solves a problem, and that problem is something you care deeply about in the world. People always talk about you need to be the change that you want to see in the world, be the difference that you want to see in the world, and this is how you can make a difference in the world. By having that purpose, that difference you want to see as your main mission in your business. When you enact that in your business, then that's the problem that you solve in the world. That's the difference, that's the dent that you're making and leaving behind in the world. So you need to have a purpose and a vision with what you're doing. It also helps that you have a lot of leveraged systems, logistics or supply chain, or getting stuff, shipments, stuff to the customer. Because you'd want to ideally have, starting on a minimal, viable, validating business, which is as small as possible, that does not require much starting costs or operating costs, that you can just create something easily online and sell it through a basic way. You don't need to build the entire postal system. You don't need to have internets and servers and all this stuff. Just a basic online platform and basic ways of marketing. And you also ideally want as much leverage as possible, because you want to ideally have a mobile lifestyle. You want to be able to operate your entire business from your phone or from your laptop or your desktop. Ideally, you don't want to be, go into an office every day. Nothing wrong with that, and you can if you want. But if you're travelling somewhere to work on your business, and that essentially means that you're working for it, not it working for you. Because one rule, not really a rule, one test that I always try to, and learned very recently, that I always try to apply now in my business, is what does my business need to allow me to have 4 to 48 weeks off the grid? What does my business need to have? Well, that essentially means if I were to disappear from the country for a year, what does my business need to have in place so as to continue working, so as to not be interrupted, so as to continue to function? What automation, what processes, what kind of people, what kind of rules, what kind of regulations do I need? What backlog do I need? What bulk of content do I need to create? What do I need to do if I want to get an automatic business for a year where I disappear? That's what I'm thinking. That's the kind of business you want, because when you aim for something automatic and leveraged, then you're not essentially just building your own job. And nothing wrong with that. If you're happy and competent with that, nothing wrong with it. But if you want to be a digital nomad and have a business that works for you, then these are the kind of things you want to look at. Leverage, using existing systems, using existing processes. You also want to start a business that the thing you're selling, the thing you're doing for the world, you can talk about that effortlessly for 20 plus minutes. I can talk about entrepreneurship, business and marketing, all three of those at least for an hour, easily, maybe 2 hours at a stretch. I need to plan it all out, but I can talk about all this stuff for 20 plus minutes, and as I'm talking, I'm getting people thinking. I'm getting them thinking, yeah, interesting idea, or I agree, interesting concept, he makes a good point. If you can talk about the thing you're selling for 20 plus minutes to an audience of no matter how big, 100 people, 1,000 people, 10 people, and get them thinking, he makes a good point, I agree with him, he's a smart cookie, he knows his stuff. If you can get people nodding in agreement or thinking and pondering, then that means that you know your subject. And if you know your subject, that means that you have got a lot of confidence, a lot of belief in what you're selling, and that belief, that confidence shows through in your marketing, in your pricing, in your content that you create, in the marketing you do, in the advertisements, or even in your customer relations. It shows through. And when it shows through, it means it's genuine, and that it's something that people can trust. And when you've got trust, you've got the basis for sales. And sales is all about business. It's all about, it's the foundation of business. And to get that, you need trust. So if you give a shit about what you're talking about and what you're selling and what service you're providing, and that shows through in everything. And then people recognize that and they're attracted to it. People are attracted to certainty and are not attracted, repelled from uncertainty. I know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to be confident at it. I'm going to talk about it for plenty of time, plenty of stuff to consume. People are going to recognise that, and they're going to watch and consume and trust. They're going to know, like, and trust me. And it's exactly the same what you need in your business. If you can talk about the thing you're selling, whether you need to or have to, or not even possibility of like speaking, but if you can do it, and that'll show up. That level of confidence will show up in what you do, and that is invaluable. So the question of the day is, hold on a split second. Okay, so the question of the day is, what kind of business are you starting? What are you doing now? What kind of business are you starting? My answer to the question of the day is that I am building this personal brand. I'm building this channel. I'm building my online reputation. It's early days still. I don't like using that as an excuse, but unfortunately it is. Recently my time has been split between two things, between this business, this channel, and another business called We Want Hemp. But I've realised that this channel is much more easy to grow, and I can get momentum so much easier, so much quicker than hemp. My main quarrel with it is just the content, my strategy that I'm going to use. The content creation, it's not as, I can't just, for this channel, I can just chuck out video, day after video after video, video after video. With this one requires a bit more thought and a bit more, I think it's the 10,000 hour rule thing, where because I've learned, I know this stuff from multiple 10,000 hours, I can talk about it effortlessly. With the hemp thing, it's not so much. So what I'm trying to shift now, my attention and time and strategy, is 80% of my time is this channel. One video a day at least. I'm going out there and collaborating, giving away free books, giving away free content, consulting, giving away free speaking engagements, in the hope that it builds reputation, builds respect, builds trust, and people then start to buy because testimonials, or it's happened before, or there's been precedents. Whereas the hemp, and dedicate 20% of my time on hemp, creating content, bulk, and then go out there and give away free t-shirts, give away free stuff, start podcasts. And what I have to do for this channel and the hemp is contact people and start a podcast. I got a vlog, I got a YouTube channel. For both of them, I need to start a podcast, quote unquote podcast, where it's just on YouTube, not on iTunes, where I'm just interviewing people. Interviewing people because it's the halo effect. It's the Oprah Winfrey effect, really. Their personalities, their positive personalities and reputation spills onto me. So it's marketing through, what's it called? Marketing through, like, association. Yeah, I suppose that's the one. If these people know this guy, and I interviewed him on my channel, or vice versa, then that reputation spills over, and that channel spills collaboration. So that's what I'm working on, because people always come to me and said to me, Adrian, you know cool stuff. You're a smart cookie. You know your stuff. You're smart. You're a genius. Very clearly articulated. I've always been told that I should be a solicitor years ago, but I didn't follow through with that. I'm not quite sure why. So I'm also all the stuff that I know. I'm doing it justice, and I'm sharing it with the world. So that's what I'm working on right now. This brand, this personal brand, majority of my time, 80%. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to figure out the time, but it's totally doable. That's my answer to the question of the day. But the question of the day is, what are you working on now? What are you doing? But also remember that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So go out there in the world now and do something remarkable. Also remember to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?